I lost my husband in 2010, and I was living with my granddaughter who stays with me Monday to Friday because she attends school in Gloucester. I went to bed this one night, and at 2 o'clock in the morning, I thought I'd heard banging. The next thing I heard was the patio door was banging on the patio door, and I thought, oh dear. So I went into my daughter's bedroom, my granddaughter's bedroom, and I thought, well, I won't wake her up because that would bring focus to her. And I closed the door, and I went into the ensuite and locked myself in there. And instead of ringing the police, I rang my brother. So he said, right, I'll be there in a minute. And it was just pure afterthought. I thought, well, I better ring the police as well. And they would give them their due. There was about 4 or 5 cars there in 2 minutes. And I could hear all this screaming, and the policeman on the phone was talking to me, and he said, what's all that screaming? I said, I don't know. He said, I'm locked in here. And I said, I'm really worried about my granddaughter. I said, if she wakes up, it'll be terrible. So anyway, the police had tasered him on the kitchen floor. So that was that. It didn't hit me till about 2 days later, and then it did. Oh, I couldn't sleep. I used to take things off the wall. I'd even go outside and look through to see if anybody could see through curtains. Terrible. I've never ever stood in a court before. A lot of my family came. A lot of his family were there. I think it was a bit of a... I couldn't take much in, really, apart from him telling them off. And the lad did look up at me. He did. And he was desperate to see me after the case. Which I thought, I can't meet him after the case. He really was desperate to see me, to say how sorry he was. But my daughter, who's a teacher, and my sister-in-law said, do you want us to go? And so off they went, and they met him, and they went into a room with him, and they were in there for about 20 minutes talking to him, and said, you know, what Michelle said, what they'd done to my mum, like, you know. I first heard about restorative justice when I had a phone call from the office in Gloucester asking if I'd go and meet this boy. And I said, yeah, I'd go and meet him. And my sister-in-law, who had met him in court, came with me. So we went a couple of months later and we met him. They just said, just say what you want to say. And I said, well, I'd like to hear his story too. And he wasn't a hardened criminal, I could see that. I found out in the meeting that the offender's mum had committed suicide 3 weeks before. And, you know, that was tragic really for him. When I walked out of that meeting with my sister-in-law, I mean, she said, how are you feeling now? And it was just like a bit of a weight had lifted off my shoulders. And I thought, oh, perhaps I can sleep better now. If anyone else is thinking of going through restorative justice, I would say go for it, because it will help. Not everybody's a bad person, really. You have to give most people a chance. Most.